Weather portion of AgweekTV now. The weather pattern, very interesting setup this week as the hot weather is not going away, but it is shifting southward just a little bit, and the hot weather will also be dry. A good old-fashioned July heat wave pattern for many areas of the central United States. We'll show you where that is and how serious that could end up being for the corn bean crop. Meanwhile, as the heat shifts southward just a little bit, the rainy part of the country looks like it's going to shift into the northern plains, which started out the summer quite dry. We may be seeing that come to a close. Here's the basic weather pattern. We're still dealing with a jet stream going west to east. There's a little bit of a dip in the eastern part of the country right now, but it's relatively minor in the sense that we're still seeing a lot of warm weather. The hottest weather in the country still in the central plains as we start this weather period. You'll notice a bulge in the jet stream as we go through the week over the Great Lakes and into the northeastern part of the United States. Actually getting up into southeastern Canada as well. Jet stream dives a little bit into the northern plains, so we see that heat getting pushed down into the south central part of the country as we go through the middle of the week. But toward the end of the week, it expands as this high pressure ridge really starts gaining some momentum, and we're going to see some pretty warm temperatures building up in through the central Corn Belt. Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, parts of Ohio, parts of Michigan, southern Wisconsin, down through the southern plains, it will be hot. The presence of the jet stream across the north on the northern edge of that heat is where the precipitation is going to be a little bit more likely. Moving on into next week now, we're marching on through August. The heat wave is not getting any smaller. This is going to be a large area of very hot temperatures. A lot of this in the southern United States, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. At times, parts of Arkansas and Missouri, it's likely to be weather in the hundreds. 90s will likely cover a lot of this, but a lot of this will be mid-90s. Some days will be in the upper 90s, so a decidedly warm weather pattern. And the heat is not exiting the north. It's not going to be a cool weather pattern, just not as hot. So, a lot of dry weather in the southwest. That's not going to change too much. The southeast and most of the eastern seaboard and most of the Corn Belt will not go without rain during this period. It's just not going to be very rainy. Most of the rainy area will be in south central Canada and the northern tier, mostly the north central part of the U.S. And this extends actually all the way up into Alaska, where the weather is going cold and wet for the next couple of weeks, probably for much of July. The second week of this period, July 19th through the 25th, still looking at fairly wet weather in the northern plains in southern Canada. There'll be some of that stretching down into the Corn Belt, but after the hot weather we're looking at for the next week or so, I don't know if it'll be enough to keep up with the hot weather temperatures and the evaporation in the Corn Belt.